Hey, Rob Spence here, the Managing Director of Paragon Sales Solutions and the author of 3 incredible sales books. In this week's video, I'm going to share with you my top tips on how to write an effective sales email. At Paragon, we write sales emails for our clients on a near daily basis, and we have seen firsthand just what it takes to write an email that gets noticed. Since its advent, email has become a useful sales and marketing tool. Everyone from big brands to small startups use emails to seek out new business and to encourage repeat business too. There is no denying that email is a great tool to have and to use when trying to boost your sales. And I intend to share with you some top tips on how you too can write an effective sales email that gets noticed, read and actioned. Now, there is a lot of advice out there on how to use email for sales and marketing purposes, and of course I don't want to go over the same information, but what I want to share with you is how to write a sales email and what you need to do to increase your chances to eventually get the sale. Before we go on, the key thing to remember is that sending just one email and receiving a sale or an appointment is very, very rare. Therefore, you should write your email with the intention of starting that initial conversation and to start to develop that all-important business relationship. The more conversational and personalized, the better. So, how can you write an effective sales email? One of the hardest things to achieve when sending out a sales email is to get your recipient to actually open the damn thing. You have to remember that email is very popular, not just as a marketing and sales tool, but for information and communications too. Your email will most likely sit in your prospect's inbox alongside another 20, 30 or even 100 emails, so make sure it stands out. You want your subject title to engage, entice and excite your prospect enough to want them to open it up and to read it. Don't try to be too salesy either. Use a question, gauge your prospect's interest, or mention, or even name drop, someone who has connected you both together. Secondly, you want to grab their attention. Now you have encouraged your prospect to open your email, you want to keep hold of that attention and to encourage them to read even further along the email. Make your first statement as exciting and thought-provoking as possible. I find that the more personalised the email and the more personalised the opening statement, the better. Why not include some news you have found out about the individual on social media, such as congratulations on your new office move, or I loved your post recently about whatever. Remember to not overdo the information. Have you ever received an email where it was just a page full of information and it made you shut down immediately? I have many times, and I can assure you the more information I see on an initial email, the less I will read, and I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. As tempting as it can be to write a whole essay to your prospect about how amazing your company is and how wonderful your technology is, avoid doing so. Ensure you make the email more about the benefits that you can bring to your prospect, and also only include enough information that it piques their interest and gets them to want to learn more. Remember, your sales email should never be a sales pitch. It should be an opener, a hint, a tease, and something that will encourage your reader to engage and start a conversation with you. Don't forget the call to action. Some would say this is perhaps the most important part of any email, and I tend to agree. The call to action of your email should never be forgotten, and yet I see so many emails without one, or a really weak call to action with no direction. Your call to action should be clear and concise enough to encourage your prospect to take the next steps, whether that be to book in for a call or to click on a link or to start that conversation. Don't be tempted to write, "Oh, let me know if you're interested." This is far too weak and you will rarely have anyone jump on this. Instead, look to ask a question that is not salesy but encourages those all-important next steps, such as, "Do you have availability over the next 2 weeks for me to call you?" Or, "I would love to know what you think to this. Can I pop into the office to see you in the next week?" Never just leave the next steps in your prospect's hands. And finally, don't forget the follow-up. The most important thing you can do with your sales emails is to follow up. Sure, you could take all of this advice and write the world's best sales email, but if you don't follow up with your prospect, you are only going to leave money on the table. So there we have it, simple tips on what you can do on how to write an effective sales email. I'd love to know what you think. Please do drop a comment in the comment box below to let me know your thoughts. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, please do like the video and subscribe and hit that notification button too. We always give away free videos every week to help you increase your sales. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, all the best.